hello, everyone, and welcome to ProLine, the longest-running sports handicapping show in America. I'm John Cranton in Las Vegas, joined by Jeff Sod, who's been running Las Vegas Sports Services for 19 years, and, of course, world champion handicapper Jim Feist. We've got a slate of college basketball games going this weekend, Friday and Saturday, to look at. But first, Jim Feist, you cleaned up on the Super Bowl. I mean, for 2 weeks, I had heard you around the office saying if you're on Denver, you're on the wrong side. The public might have been on Peyton, but the Sharps were certainly on Seattle.
Yeah, they had the wrong favorite in that game. It was pretty obvious to some of us in the way we looked at the game. And Denver had not played a good defense all year. I mean, a top-level defense all year, and they just got smoked. I hear these people knocking Peyton Manning. He's a great quarterback. He just doesn't have a great team. He's a great quarterback on a good team. The other team happens to be a great defensive ball club. Anyway, that's behind us. Winning college basketball weekend. I was 3-0 with my high roller releases with Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Virginia. And my Summit League game on Nebraska-Omaha was another big winner, too. Nailed the Super Bowl, side and total, finished the NFL season on a 49-24-1 run. Just absolutely incredible, and hit my last 9 totals in the pros. So that was a great way to finish up. College basketball game of the year goes on Saturday. It's a $250 game online, but you can get it for $25, and you can play right through the Sunday hoops. That's $25 for this $250 game of the year, and you play right through Sunday's hoops in the NBA and college. That comes with a guarantee. You win the game, or you'll play the rest of the season for free on me. That's right. You win the game, or you play the rest of the season for free. It's $25. You call 1-866-841-1655. That's 1-866-841-1655.
All right, it's John? Game of the Year weekend. Make sure you get on board. Jeff, you've had quite a few runs, 33-14 in the NFL. You're currently on a college basketball run of 34-20, and these blockbuster high roller plays that you give out, 11-1 in the NFL for the season, and currently on a 6-1 run in college. What do you have going this weekend?
Yeah, my blockbusters are the top release that I have. 6-1 in college. I had a Missouri State for my blockbuster on Saturday. This week, I'm going to give you 5 days for $5. That will include a conference TV game of the month on Saturday. So I'm going to get plays every day for 5 days, plus a TV game of the month, all for just $5. Just call WSS 1-866-575-8916. That's 1-866-575-8916.
All right, and Mr. Vegas has a special. You can play right through Sunday with him for $15. It's going to include Saturday's college basketball total of the year. All this for $15. College and NBA, 1-866-896-1627. All right, guys, we have first game. It's going to be the Friday night Big East battle. You got a high-octane Villanova team. They're steamrolling opponents, battling Creighton for first place. And then you got this Seton Hall team, Jim. They're kind of off a defensive win over Xavier, 68-60. Boy, can they slow down the Wildcats at all?
Well, people have tried to. It hasn't been very successful. Villanova's incredible basketball team. I don't think anybody really expected them to be this good. But this team's 24-8, following a straight-up win. They're 21-8 against the team with a winning record. The Seton Hall lives by the 3, 40%, but their defense is 8th in the Big East in field goal defense. High-scoring game with Seton Hall going 12-4 over the total, and Villanova 20-8 over the total. Villanova came back in the game the other day, 53-36 in the second half. Just an incredible team this year. Seton Hall will have a tough time, but the line will be pretty steep as well.
Yeah, this Villanova team ranked number 9 in the country. They've not only been winning games at 20-2, but they've been covering too, 15-5 against the spread. If you like to play totals, great over team with their up-tempo attack, 11-3 run over the total, 20-8 run overall. And they just came back from a very impressive 3-game road trip. They won at Marquette in overtime. They beat a banged-up Georgetown team in a slowdown game, 65-60. That was Georgetown style. And then they blew out Temple. And then they had the home win blowing out Xavier. So they've been able to win with different kinds of styles. If you want to slow it down, they've been fine with their defense. And, of course, they love to run and gun. The Seton Hall team, 13-9 straight up. pretty good offense. They're second in the Big East in three-point shooting at 40%. So that's the way that I think they're going to go with this game, try and shoot from long range to hang with them. They've also been an undervalued team. The Pirates are 6-0 against the spread. In their last 6 road games, also 5-1 ATS against the Big East. So they've been covering some numbers. Overall, though, I think this is going to be kind of a high-scoring game because Seton Hall has been impressive when stepping up. They went to Xavier, stopped Xavier's 13-game winning streak. They went to Providence back on New Year's Day and ended the Friars' 13-game home winning streak. So, Jeff, I'm wary about backing this Villanova team, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a high-scoring game on Friday night.
Yeah, and Seton Hall caught Xavier on a bad day, ended the Musketeers' 13-game home winning streak on Saturday. Xavier made only 2 of 14 three-point attempts, missed 12 free throws. And now Seton Hall has to play Villanova, which blew away Xavier on Monday, 81-58. Villanova's only 2 losses this year have been at Syracuse, now the number 1 team in the country, and against Creighton in that game where the Blue Jays just shot the lights out. So, and the Wildcats 15-5 against the spread. They won't take the Pirates lightly. Last year, Seton Hall won by a point at home in last year's meeting. This year, after Seton Hall lost to Butler, there was some dissension among the players, so maybe that was enough to wake up the team and maybe it has something to do with the way they played against Xavier. So I think I'm going to take Villanova to win this game by double digits. I just don't see, especially after last year when they lost to him by 1 point, I just don't see Seton Hall. They won some big road games. Right now, Villanova is just blowing most teams away. I'm going to take Villanova to win by double digits, John.
Okay, very good. All right, guys, we have a Saturday game. Let's move on to the Big 12. You get this Oklahoma State team. They're off a showdown with Iowa State on Monday, and boy, what a thriller that was in triple overtime that they lost. One of the top offensive teams in the nation. And even last Saturday at home against Baylor, they tripped up and lost 76-70. Haven't been playing very good in Big 12 play, Jim. Just 3-7 against the spread, and they're kind of desperate for a win here against a 500 Texas Tech team that's just 3-6 in the conference. Although they are pretty good at home, 9-4. Jim, can they slow the Cowboys down at all?
Well, the problem with the Cowboys is they're going to have to stop somebody, and that's their issue. I mean, they lost to Kansas, Oklahoma, both on the road, and then they come home, and they're playing Baylor, who had been playing absolutely terrible, and they didn't look good. I watched that entire game. I've been having a super run in college hoops, but this team I have been out of sync with for the last couple of weeks. I expected Oklahoma State to be in better position coming into this game against Texas Tech, and now they're coming off a triple overtime loss, another home loss. So they've lost 4 in a row, and this is it's a pretty desperate time for them. They got the talent, but they're not putting it together right now. They're out of sync.
Yeah, this Texas Tech team, they're not winning games. They've lost 3 out of 4, but they are covering 3-1 against the spread. They went to West Virginia, lost by just 6 points, and they played a slowdown game at Kansas State, lost by just 7. It's kind of a 2-man show. They're limited offensively with Crockett and Tolbert, but they are very good at home, 9-3 against the spread at home. And this Oklahoma State team, as you mentioned, plenty of offense, but boy, they got to find some defense at some point. They're tops in the Big 12 in shooting the basketball, and they're very good in free throws at 77%, but that defense has been a problem of late. When they lost to Baylor, Baylor shot 52% from the field. Baylor hit 11 of 23 threes, and then the Iowa State game on Monday, they allowed 10 of 31 threes, so defense is certainly a concern. Keep in mind that Oklahoma State just 3-8 against the spread in Big 12 play. The one bright spot for Oklahoma State, if you want to call it that, is that they did play Texas Tech twice last year and absolutely blew the doors off them, 79-45 and 91-67. Jeff, I got to believe Texas Tech is going to try and play more of the slow down style because they don't want to run, and they're actually pretty good. They're second in the Big 12 in scoring defense, and this Texas Tech team is tops in 3-point shooting defense, just 30%. So with small lean to Texas Tech, but I kind of like the under in this game. I think Texas Tech is going to control the pace, and keep in mind the Red Raiders are on a 12-4-1 run under the total. Jeff, how do you see this thing shaping up?
Yeah, it seems to be about the only chance this game to slow down the pace. Tubby Smith's doing the best he can with his Texas Tech squad, but it's going to take at least a couple of years to rebuild this program. The only decent team the Red Raiders have beaten this season is Baylor, and they had to shoot 57% to do that. Oklahoma State, as you said, it's surprising they're on this losing streak, but the defense has been good. Also, their three-point shooting has been average. Last 3 games, they've only hit 19 out of 60 from three-point range. That triple overtime game at Monday night might take its toll. It was an emotional night. It was Eddie Sutton night, and then they lose, and now they have to go on the road, so that's always a tough thing to do. They have plenty of talent at Oklahoma State, Marcus Smart, Markel Brown, LeBron Nash, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly what the problem is there other than probably the weakness on the defensive end and maybe the outside shooting, but I'm not sure how to go with this game because Texas Tech has that revenge factor, but they're really not they're really not very good. So I'll probably lay off the game. If I had to pick the winner here, I'd say Oklahoma State by 3 or 4 points.